Now, News 10 NBC Sports with Breland Moore.
Well, it's official. The wait is finally over. High school sports are back in action. Here in Buffalo, the 2017 NHL Draft Combine is in full swing today. Well, welcome back to On the Clock, our 2017 Bills Draft Special. And speaking of East Rochester, tonight the Bombers are going to attempt to go for a third straight divisional title. You're going to hear from them coming up at 6 o'clock. Well, hopefully this wind calms down a little bit so Peterman can get some good throws in. Now, we know he is getting the start, but we're not quite sure yet how many minutes he will see tonight, so that's just kind of a wait-and-see game. Here at Orchard Park at New Era Field, Breland Moore, News 10, NBC Sports.
Let's toss it over to sports anchor Breland Moore for the highlights of the game. Breland, again, time to take the Bills seriously.
Yeah, thanks, Charles. And if you've been paying attention to Bills' new head coach, Sean McDermott, you probably have noticed some of his signature phrases. Respect the process, defend our dirt, earn the right to win. They must be working, though, because the Bills grabbed yet another victory. Now, this afternoon, Buffalo hosted the Oakland Raiders and cruised to a 34-14 win. The Bills' defense forced Oakland to commit 4 turnovers, including this magnificent fumble return touchdown by rookie Matt Milano. Today's win moved the Bills to 5-2 on the year and puts them a half game behind first-place New England in the division standings. The Bills are also 4-0 at home for the first time since 1995.
Today, we join Breland Moore live at New Era Field. Bree?
Thank you, Rich. Well, yeah, the Bills took a 26-16 win over Denver today, but that was not the only focus here at New Era Field. After President Trump lashed out against the NFL player anthem protests, players, coaches, and owners alike around the league have been voicing their opinions. Now, through social media and public displays of protest, the NFL has been retaliating against the president's harsh commentary. Last night, the Bills had a meeting to discuss the matter, and the Pagulas said they wanted to spread a message of love, unity, and equality. And the Bills say that message carried over into today's actions.
Well, really, it was us with Terry and Kim and players, coaches, staff coming together and having a conversation. That was very productive. And, the statement, we stand by that statement, and it speaks of unity, equality, and love, and that's what we came up with from that meeting.
No matter what type of demonstration you do, we don't ever want to make it seem like we're ever trying to disrespect one in the military. That's never the point of it. I even think initially when Kaepernick first did it, he made a point to say he does not have anything against the military. I've had a grandfather who fought in the military, so I know I have the utmost respect for our armed forces. This isn't anything against police. We know there's a lot of great police out there. They police our games. The biggest thing that I think people want to make sure is that, to raise awareness for social injustice.
Now, several players did also comment directly on Trump's comments. You're going to hear from them. Most notably, of course, is running back LaShawn McCoy. You're going to hear from all of them coming up in the sports block. Rich, I'm going to send it back to you.
He's one of the best athletes in the Rochester area, helping Victor win multiple sectional and state championships. Zach Estabrooks was a staple on many of our highlights throughout the year and certainly made his mark in sports and undoubtedly formed many friendships with his teammates along the way. As Breland Moore tells us, it turns out that Estabrooks had a unique friendship that made more of an impact than raising all of those sectional trophies.
It's a typical night at Victor High School, and as per usual, Zach Estabrooks is lighting up the scoreboard. Hundreds turn out to support Zach and the Blue Devils, but Shelby Hay is his biggest cheerleader.
She's the first person that hugs me after every sporting event.
12-year-old Shelby, who has Down syndrome, has known Estabrooks for almost a decade. She says he's one of her closest friends and confidants.
He's the only one I can talk to because I know him for 8 years, and then he understands what I'm going through because he's like the nicest person that I ever met.
So when the time came to ask a girl to his senior ball this year, Estabrooks had the perfect date in mind.
I came up with the idea with my mom. We were talking one day, and we both agreed that it would be unreal if I asked Shelby.
Zach decided to ask her after a lacrosse game, and the post-game promposal was the surprise of Shelby's life.
I couldn't stop crying because it was like the best day ever. I was like, I'm like, yes! I'm like, I had to say yes because he wanted me to go, so I said yes.
Shelby didn't go to the actual ball because her parents thought it would be too overwhelming. She did get the royal treatment, though, and got to feel like a princess for the day.
I wore a pink dress. I had my nails in and my hair like all poofy. And then it was really exciting. Like in my stomach, I just feel the excitement in my heart.
Even though she's only been to one prom so far, Shelby's next date certainly has some big shoes to fill. Does Zach set the standard pretty high in terms of dates?
He doesn't? Yes, I'll say yes for that.
In the fall, Esther Brooks will be heading to Seton Hill University in Pennsylvania. While most kids are typically thrilled to head to college, it's bittersweet for Zach because he's leaving a very good friend behind in upstate New York.
He's the nicest person that I ever met, and like I don't want to miss him. Like I miss him, but like I don't.
Not too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to miss me too much. There's people like Shelby and other people in this community where it makes it hard to leave. So I'm excited for the next chapter, but it's going to be hard leaving such a great community.
A community made stronger thanks to special friendships like this one. In Victor, Breland Moore, News 10, NBC Sports.